I'm here to talk about nudge learning and our experiences building the nudge learning platform. All of you may have used or being nudged at some point of time, and that would have motivated you to do something, to take up a training, to take up a course. However, our learning systems that are there today, they don't use nudge effectively. They use it in some form, but they are not using it like in a way that can really change things. Now, we have heard that when you learn something and the pace at which you forget is even faster. So nudge helps you reinforce learning. So, and if you do it at specific intervals through various flashcards or assessments, the ability of a learner to retain that is much more. So nudge is useful in that context. The other context where nudge is very useful is specifically when we are doing certain kind of jobs. If the nudge comes in at that specific point of time, and if it is personalized to your specific needs, it's very useful. That's what we call as a job aid nudge. So for example, if you've enrolled for better communication skills or compliance, and the nudge isn't at that time that you get about taking a course or information, it's very useful. Also, we nudged all our architects at Harbinger through our buddy app every week so that they actually get motivated to learn about something new, which was a blockchain course. Now, nudge, if you think about it, it's almost like building a platform which involves content, delivery, tracking, and integration. So all of these components together, if you build it, then it's an actual nudge. And out of that, content is probably the main thing, where if the content is very precise to exactly catch the learner's attention, you would have delivered a very good nudge and motivated the person to actually take that course. And of course, it has to be personalized. That means either in the form that the learner likes it, be it a video, be it a image, or whatever you have. So when we designed the nudge platform, we thought about actually like designing it like an ad platform, like have components borrowed from an advertising mechanism. So basically what that means is taking the nudge to the place where the user actually consumes the content or is frequently doing his job, whether it is browser search, collaboration tool, or a mobile learning app. And of course, from a tracking perspective, you need to be able to track when you deliver a nudge, how many times those impressions worked, how many times those click-throughs happened, and how many times actually converted into somebody taking that specific course. Nudge can be very, what do you say, it can get on people's nerves as well. So you need to do configuration so that you can manage that pretty well. And that's where the configuration component comes into play. And finally, as you build your nudge app, you start with integrating with your LMS or your HR platforms. But eventually, you want to make sure that your nudge delivery mechanism is integrated across. And to make it scalable, I think what we are depending on in the future is to infuse it with AI, like make the nudges better, make it dynamic, and standards. So specifically when it comes to AI, two things that you can do that in future that you may want to make your nudge scalable, that is creating these nudges dynamically and personalizing it based on the data that's getting generated behind the scenes. And finally, from an API standpoint, I think if we define an API for nudge, and if XAPI, we can leverage that for the same, then ability to transfer nudge and distribute it and consume it across various platforms and solutions will be much more easier. So in a nutshell, think about nudge platform, think about it as a derivative of an ad platform that if you will, and infuse it with AI and standard compliance so it's scalable and you can actually achieve the results that you're looking forward from that. So thank you, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach me anytime. Thank you.